Have you ever wondered how one moment, one careless slip, can change everything you thought you knew about someone? Let me take you back to the night I turned 35. By then, birthdays weren't something I counted down to anymore. After I hit 30, they'd all started to blur together. Just another reminder that time kept moving whether I celebrated or not. Still, this year was supposed to feel different. My fiancée, Lila, had planned something small, intimate. A gathering at our apartment with just a few close friends, good food, some music and laughter. Nothing extravagant. She'd said, "It's all about you this time, baby." But I didn't know then. That night wasn't the start of something beautiful. It was the beginning of the end. Everything seemed perfect at first glance. The apartment was alive with conversation and soft music playing in the background. Flickering candles cast a warm glow around the room, and I spotted my favorite bottle of bourbon chilling on the kitchen counter. Right there on the dining table was a simple chocolate cake, with "Happy Birthday, Marcus" written in gold icing. That little detail hit me hard. It felt personal, thoughtful. I smiled, thinking how lucky I was. Lila appeared by my side, pressing a kiss to my cheek and whispering, "Tonight's all about you." Delight. About an hour in, as the evening settled and people loosened up with drinks, I spotted him. A man I didn't recognize. Tall, confident, with the kind of easy charisma that drew people in. He stood near the bar, chatting with a few of our friends like he belonged there. I figured he must have been someone's plus one, nothing unusual. Until I noticed her, Lila, walking straight toward him. At first I told myself she was just being polite, playing hostess. But then I heard that laugh, the unmistakable flirty laugh she usually saved for when we were alone in bed. Her head tilting back in that playful, teasing way. Then, her fingers lightly grazed his arm. I felt something twist in my gut, but I forced a chuckle and shook it off. Lila's friendly, I reminded myself. She's always been outgoing. It's just her nature. But friendly didn't mean letting some guy's hand rest casually on her waist or leaning in so close that their heads nearly touched as they whispered and giggled like teenagers sneaking around. I watched from across the room as the minutes dragged on. 10 minutes. 20 minutes. There I was, standing at my own birthday party, watching the woman I planned to marry openly flirt with another man, as if I wasn't even there. Some of our friends started to pick up on it. I caught a few glances from across the room. Awkward, uncomfortable stares. One of my buddies even walked over, quietly asking, "Hey man, you good?" I faked a smile, gave a small nod, but inside I was crumbling. Then I'd had enough. I walked straight toward them, catching the last few words of their conversation. Something that made her throw her head back, laughing louder than before, her hand pressing against his chest. That was it. In that moment I barely recognized her. She turned mid-laugh and saw me standing there. Her smile froze instantly. "Oh, hey babe," she stammered. "I was just..." "Who is he?" I asked, my voice low but steady, cutting through the music like a cold blade. She blinked, flustered, scrambling for words. "This is Jason. He's a friend of Erica's. He just got back from some trip to Thailand. He was telling me about it." "Jason can head right back to Thailand," I said sharply, my tone calm but ice cold. The room went silent. Someone even turned down the music. She let out a nervous laugh, waving it off. "Marcus, come on. Don't be that guy, we were just talking." "Talking?" I raised an eyebrow, my voice growing sharper. "That's what you call resting your hand on his chest." She reached for my arm, whispering frantically, "Please don't make a scene." And that's when it hit me. She wasn't ashamed of what she'd done. She wasn't even sorry. She was only upset that I wasn't playing along. She wanted me to swallow it, act like everything was fine, keep smiling for the guests. I took a deep breath, stepping back. "You know what's funny?" I said, loud enough for the whole room to hear. "You forgot something tonight." Her eyes widened, panic creeping in. "You forgot I was standing right here," I said, my voice steady and clear. "You forgot whose birthday this is. You forgot who you came here with. And most of all, you forgot who you're engaged to." Her face paled. You're overreacting, she muttered, trying to salvage control. No, I said, shaking my head, voice calm and resolute. If anything, I've been underreacting for months. Her mouth fell open, but I didn't let her speak. I've noticed, I continued. The late replies. The unexplained weekends away. The distance in your eyes when you think I'm not looking. I just didn't want to admit it before. But now, you've made it crystal clear. The room felt like it was holding its breath. I looked at her, really looked at her, and then said the words that ended everything. I'm done. She gasped. Marcus, please. I held up my hand. The party's over, I said firmly. You can stay with Jason tonight. Or go wherever you want. But don't come back to me. Then, without another word, I turned and walked into the bedroom, shutting the door behind me. I heard the door open and close shortly after. She'd left. The apartment was dead quiet. The celebration was over. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the floor, letting the numbness sink in. 35 years old. I'd been planning to start a new chapter with her. Instead, I'd closed the book for good. I didn't cry. I didn't yell. I just sat there, letting the cold truth settle in. Betrayal doesn't always scream. Sometimes it's quiet, subtle. A slow knife slipping between your ribs when you least expect it. By morning, my phone was flooded with messages. 17 in total. Excuses, apologies, blaming the alcohol, insisting nothing happened, saying I'd misunderstood. But I didn't reply. Because deep down I knew. If it had truly meant nothing, she wouldn't have done it on the one day that should have meant everything to me. 2 days later I packed up her things, dropped them off with our neighbor, and changed the locks. That night, Lila taught me a lesson I'll never forget. People don't always show their true selves through words. They reveal it in the moments they think you're not watching. When they do, don't beg. Don't fight. Don't explain. Just leave. And never look back.